Creative Control is brought to you by FreshBooks, a ridiculously easy-to-use cloud accounting software for small business owners that saves you time and gets you paid faster. FreshBooks is now used by over 10 million people worldwide, and I want you to try it too. For your free 30-day trial, go to freshbooks.com/creative control and enter Creative Control. That's creative with a K, control with a K. In their How Did You Hear About Us section. Stay organized and get paid faster with FreshBooks. Are you hungry but don't know what to cook? HelloFresh Canada is here to help. Have a whole delicious meal's worth of wholesome ingredients, plus a simple-to-follow recipe, all delivered right to your Canadian home. There are vegetarian options and plans for single people and families too. I've tried this. It was great. Visit HelloFresh.ca for more information and menu options, and use the promo code CREATIVE50. That's creative with a K, 50, for 50% off your first order.
But still, if one of their men is so ferocious,
don't worry about it. The disciples are now well aware of the fact that my kung fu is unbeatable.
Brother, trap, Shaolin hero. You must take command. Don't resist. You are a traitor. Avenge Master Death. I remind you.
Mathematics is an accomplished hip-hop producer based in New York, best known for his work behind the scenes with Wu-Tang Clan. Though he's previously made contributions to individual tracks on albums by Wu-Tang Clan, solo artists, and with the clan proper, Mathematics was recently tapped by the Wu's leader, RZA, to executive produce a new album all by himself. Wu-Tang's The Saga Continues is out now via E1. It's excellent. So Mathematics and I connected recently for a conversation about the record, working with RZA, the state of Wu-Tang Clan, and much more. Sponsored by FreshBooks, HelloFresh Canada, Pizza Trocadero, The Bookshelf, Planet Bean Coffee, and Granddad's Donuts. This is Mathematics of Wu-Tang on the 358th episode of Creative Control with your host, me, Vish Khanna.
Slick bastards getting cream, yelling cash roll. Smell like Pacquiao, but under the leather, hold a Mac 1-0, pumping up in 1-0, the Grammy hour. Cold chemist, taste the flow is numb, needs a copper, run blunt off the get back. Salute me, then one, I'm out, off to the races. My blazers ain't patient, they want a spaceship, get elephant blown for stalking race shit. Jammies carry nitrogen, light up a session like I'm on Vicodin. Fuck with the righteous men and we fighting it. Yeah. The rebels is here, medals and gear, getting fried off a medical. That's incredible. The flyers, the most notorious. Why is half of those liars off niggas' heads like.
Hi, Mathematics. How's it going?
Hey, peace. What's the deal? What's going on?
You know, things are good. Things are okay here in Canada. Have you been to Canada recently?
Yeah, I've been to Canada maybe like a few months ago. Like, in the summertime, definitely.
Did you come up here a lot when Ray was up here? Ray used to live in Toronto for a while.
Yeah, not when Ray was up there. Like, usually like, come doing Wu-Tang shows or Meth show or Reddit Meth show. I'm usually there. Nice. And are you fond of Canada? Yeah, Canada is cool. I like Canada, and y'all get ready to legalize it all the way across the board, too, right? That's right. That's the plan. That's a beautiful thing. I love it even more.
Have you contemplated moving here at any point because of what's going on in your country? A lot of artists I talk to talk about that sometimes. Like, if I had to go somewhere, I might go to Canada. I might go to Amsterdam. You're all about the legalization, basically, at this point. Yeah, and I love the coffee shops out there. You know what I mean? Where you could just go in the coffee shop, and get you I could get me a nice little soy cappuccino and smoke a bone and relax, listen to some music. So I like that. Well, I can appreciate that. I want to congratulate you on this new record, The Saga Continues. How are you feeling about it? I feel great about it. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. Now, my sense is that this is close, but not exactly a proper Wu-Tang Clan record. How would you classify it? Well, it's a Wu-Tang record, of course, because I'm Wu-Tang. If you did a Wu-Tang Clan, by now, everybody that got the album know You God is missing off the album. Yeah. So, it can't be a complete album, Wu-Tang Clan album, without UG. You know what I mean? Yeah. And is there a reason why he couldn't make it on? Well, when I was working on it and doing, certain things, he wasn't really available. It was hard to try to get everybody on it's like with the scheduling and different things going on. So I just leave it at that right there. But I would love to have him more on the project, of course.
Yeah, I heard he's working on a book. Is that right? He's working on a memoir?
Yeah, I seen that. I definitely seen that. That's a good thing.
He's good though. He's good. Are you in touch with him much?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Last time I seen him was probably last month. We did the Riot Fest, which was a show we did in Chicago. And after the show, we all, everybody, we went and hung out, and we went to sort of fight. We went to the spot, saw the fight, had some drinks, some eats, so it was all good.
The Mayweather fight, the Mayweather
yep.
McGregor fight?
No, the Triple G Canelo fight.
Oh, okay. So you went to see the fight, and everyone got along. Everything's good. As Wu-Tang Clan fans, we worry about the Wu-Tang Clan a little bit. That's all it is. We're just a little. I go see them, and it's great. And this is part of me. Wu-Tang Clan is part of me. So I worry about it, like from a family dynamic.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's good being worked out. So that's the good thing.
Okay. Now, for me, this is like a classic Wu-Tang Clan record, beats wise. I want to ask you about your approach to production because hip hop is always evolving, and I don't hear people making beats like this these days, and that's led me to disconnect a little bit from some contemporary hip-hop. How do you feel about contemporary hip-hop in relation to your approach to making beats?
Well, it didn't, like today music really didn't affect me because I kind of did, like you said, disconnected, and when I started this project, I actually disconnected myself from all music. It's like I was set. I went in. What I did, I got 2 albums, that I have. I went to the collection. I listened to 2 albums, and those are the 2 last albums that I listened to before I really started getting into this work. And the 2 albums were 36 Chambers, first Wu-Tang album, and The Chronic 2001.
Oh.
Because those are my favorite 2 producers right there, like RZA and Dre. So and those is 2 albums that's both classics from beginning to end. And 36 Chambers is my roots, as far as like that hard, grimy, hip hop, and I really studied it like I haven't studied it before. And I took the time to really appreciate everything RZA was doing with the music. That it was crazy how he did it. And then Dre, his sonics, I mean, his beats is crazy anyway, but the sonics on that album was just incredible. And, his spacing. So I kind of studied those. And then after that, I just disconnected. I didn't listen to no more music. Everything I listened to was what I was working on. Now, if I had to do a show, I go do a show. I do that. But then it's like I'm back to my music. I'm traveling. I got my headphones on. So I stay. That's how, I just wanted to stay true to me. And I didn't try to imitate neither one of those albums, I just wanted to study, and what I picked up from both of those, I just applied it to what I was already doing, and it helped me a lot.
Yeah, RZA. My understanding is RZA was a huge mentor for you. Is he the guy that kind of got you into this?
Oh yeah, because it's like I knew RZA from back in the '80s. I knew RZA for a long time.
Yeah,
and like way before this Wu-Tang thing. And I actually didn't know him and GZA was cousins until a lot later. And I didn't know that he was actually related until later. Mm-hmm. And, I was DJing for GZA and Cold Chillin'. So, that's my history goes back. Plus, RZA asked me to do the W, do the logo for Wu-Tang. So I did the W for those that don't know. So, that's part of my history as well, going back as far as Wu-Tang goes. But I actually started getting into production. Pardon me, I'm sorry about that. When I actually started really getting into production, it was when Rich was working on Cuban Links, and he was producing. He was working on Ice Cream, and I got a chance to really see the development, how it started and where it finished at. Mm-hmm. And I went right to him. I was like, yo, when he finished, like he had the beat rocking like 7 a.m, something like that. I'm like, yo, and we hung out all night. When he came back in, it probably was like 2, 3 a.m. He went right in the room and started working. And but by 7 a.m, like that Ice Cream was just banging out the speakers, and I had to get up and like, yo, what is this? He's like, yo, that's the ASR 10. So he introduced me to the ASR 10. He started showing me things on it then. So I right away, I went and copped me one. I went and bought me an ASR 10.
Right.
And that's how I started producing. So over the years, I learned a lot from him. Production-wise, I learned from him. I learned from Inspector Deck, who's a dope producer, True Mass, and Fourth Disciple. I was actually the last one as far as to get on as far as producing. They was already producing before me.
Yeah.
And then, just over the years, he definitely has. And even with this project, like, he gave me the full range. And it's like, when I got it to the first point and I brought it to him, he heard it, he was like, yo, that sounds like Wu-Tang right there. Yeah. So then, then I went back to, he's like, keep doing what you're doing. So I went back to work. And then when I, finished and I brought it to him, I was like, yo, this is what I got. I was like, let me, I think, certain things I wasn't sure about. So he sat, we listened to it, and he got his pen and pad, and he took his notes. So I'm like, damn, he about to kill me. But actually, he didn't. It's like it was just little things that I didn't do or I should have did, and he pointed it out. And when I did it, it brought a whole new dynamic to it. So that was basically it. After that, it was ready to go. It wasn't, I took his notes, I went back and I did, I attacked it. I went in on it one more time and came back with the finished product, and that was
Yeah. There's a sense that RZA seems to have receded from music a little bit. Like, he doesn't seem to be involved as much. How often would you say he's involved in music production these days?
I can't say, because he does so much. You know what I mean? It's like his whole he writes, he directs.
He's doing
acts.
Lots of stuff. Yeah.
He does. He scores. So. Yeah, it's like he does a lot. So I don't really know how much involved he is in it. But I know one thing, when I go to check him, we go back and forth playing beats and he still got some heat. It's like you know what I mean? It's like, contrary to, some of the things I heard. One thing about him though is he always has a vision. And sometimes, and that's one thing in making an album, sometimes everybody doesn't have your vision, and that has to be important. That that's how you make things work.
Yo, I'm on the motherfucking air. Is this shit on? Yo, nobody knows, no. Check it out, Zigzag. 2017. Another Wu saga, continue like Buck Rogers in the 21st century, and we still gotta duck the fucking coppers. Take me back to the top of the beat that I'm gonna fuck with now. It's already happening? This shit is happening already?
Stop worrying about what to make for dinner and start cooking instead. HelloFresh Canada will send a box of wholesome ingredients plus a simple-to-follow recipe right to your Canadian doorstep. Vegetarians, meat eaters, single people, families, there's something for almost everyone. Visit HelloFresh.ca for more info and menu options, and use the promo code CREATIVE50 for 50% off your first order. Creative Control once again acknowledges the support of FreshBooks, a cloud accounting software for small business owners with some truly thoughtful features that you'll love. Try it free for 30 days. Go to freshbooks.com/creative control, and in the How Did You Hear About Us section, enter Creative Control. That's creative with a K and control with a K. Organize your money and get paid faster with FreshBooks.
You talk about disconnecting a little bit from maybe contemporary music and other music when you're working on stuff, and you mentioned some of the technology you employed to making these beats. Is it fair to say that you've stuck to old forms of production, like old technology?
No.
You're on top of things. Okay.
Yeah, because I went back to my ASR 10, but what I did was, right,
Because on this album, there's actually no samples on the album, but my whole intent was to make things sound like a sample. So I would play things and certain things that I couldn't play. Like if I did it and it was kind of rough, I'm like, oh, let me get a bass player to play this. Let me get bring in an organist or on that note. So, but when I was laying things out, I would run it back through my ASR 10 to get a certain feel.
Yeah.
To get a certain and I think that's what accomplished that, running it back through the ASR. Like I actually heard RZA said, if I would have, he said that was a genius thought, because if I would have did that during the making of A Better Tomorrow, I think it would have been a whole lot different. Like the response.
Yeah.
But that I knew, like, the ASR 10, like all our hits came out of the ASR 10. I know, at least for me, it's like like Cobra Clutch, Publicity, Mighty Healthy, Wu Banger 101, all that's the ASR 10.
Right.
Like I said, Ice Cream was made on the ASR 10, and a lot of Wu joints was made on the ASR 10. It's just like a certain frequency, like the filters on it is incredible, like, as far as the type of music that we love.
One of the most exciting things about this record is hearing RZA rap, hearing everyone rap, hearing Inspect the Deck rap. It feels like it's been a while, and they like these. That's why I ask about RZA's working process. Like, was he writing these rhymes when he heard the beats? Were they kind of freestyles? Like,
no. He was writing. It's like one thing about it is that like even like when I was bringing beats to RZA, like, yo, I got this one right here, I want you to get on. And he was hearing it, but then I was like, you can get on this one, or you can get on this one. And he like I made it a little difficult for him, but he was, he came in as an artist. He didn't come in as a producer on this. He didn't come in trying to take over, none of that. And I appreciated it after the fact, because I didn't realize that's how he was working until, me and him was talking after the fact. Like, we was doing an interview and they was asking, and he was like, no, I came in as an artist. And I had to think about it, like, yeah, he did. He came in, he did what I asked him to do. He wrote, and everything was, it was just like, yeah, he was just working. That's just how. Yeah, and it was a beautiful thing.
I know you're ostensibly a member of Wu-Tang Clan. Like, I know that you have a long history here, but can you express that feeling of having these people come in and rap over your beats for this project? Like, because it does for us. Like, I don't know how long. In fact, I should ask that. I don't know how long this project has been in gestation, like how long you've been working on this. But for us, this is the first blast from the Wu in quite some time. Was it exciting for you? Like, does it feel like, oh my God, old times are back? Like, this is great. Explain that. Explain that. When people were done, were you just like, what's going on? What happened here?
Well, it's I don't know, because it's still like settling in, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Because like I said, after Better Tomorrow, I just went to work,
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it, like, I think it was at the end of the making of A Better Tomorrow, RZA came to me, was like, yo, I think you should produce the whole next Wu-Tang Clan album. So when he came to me and said that, I was like, that right there, that's the only time I felt the pressure. It was like, whoa, like, I was like, nah, I don't know. Like, for one, I didn't feel I was ready. I guess he heard something in me or saw something in me that I didn't see at that point, because I didn't feel that I was ready personally. And then, like, with everything going on and everybody being on like different pages musically, because you're dealing with a whole, individuals, like, they my brothers, but we all grown and developed, to our own person. So it's like, we're not the same people we was 25 years ago. 25 next year is the 25th year anniversary.
Yeah.
So now, it's like, everybody's a little bit more opinionated as far as music goes, and I seen what RZA was going through, and I was like, I don't know about that one. You know what I mean? I was like, I was kind of like, I'll pass on that, at the moment. And but me being who I am, I just like to work, and I still feel I got something to prove musically. So as I went right to work. As far as, like I said, it's like I'm gonna, this, it kind of went over my head that. So my determination was just to put together a project, like, because I put together my projects over the years, and I was just like, I'm gonna just work, put something together. But I really want to buckle down and put something special together. So that's when like I said, I listened to them joints, and I just started. So when I started, my intent was just put together something magical, and not, I didn't have a direction as far as this was going to be a Wu-Tang album, or this, I was just working, and I was on the road with Method Man. That's why you hear Meth on it a lot, and Red, because we on the road a lot, and he was hearing what I was doing, and he was loving it, and it's like, I think that's the difference, is when you make music that when people hear it and they be like, yo, I want to get on that, opposed to like, yo, can you get on this for me? And they hear it like, nah, that's all right. And they, because they're going to give you something all right, because they're not feeling it. They may not be feeling it like that. Yeah. So when I was making the tracks, it was like I was just working, trying to put together something special, and they brought the magic to it when they heard it, and they laid down their vocals. So being that everybody's working on different projects and we're traveling, it took a little time. It took, like I said, I started it probably like, it probably took about 3 years, in total, because even like once I got the vocals and everything was done, I still went back and worked on the music more and tweaked this and changed this and did that, just to make sure that everything, kind of coincided together perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, you've mentioned A Better Tomorrow a couple of times now. I think recent Wu-Tang records weren't received as well universally as previous efforts. How much of that impacts the group? How much of that fan feedback actually informs your next moves?
Well, it's like, I'm going to say A Better Tomorrow, me as a producer musically, I seen RZA's vision, and I bought into it. So, I was a part of that album as far as, making tracks, and this was his vision. So that's how I was coming. But I don't think everybody bought into it. I think if everybody bought into it, it could have been much more. It could have been, much more than what it was. And you
mean everyone you're saying everyone in Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah, in Wu-Tang. Yeah. Right.
Right, so it wasn't it didn't feel like everyone was committed to it, basically.
From my observation, no.
Yeah.
And I think you can hear it, you know?
Right. Well, there's a moment on this record that I want to ask you about. On Lesson Learned, Redman shouts you out as a genius producer and for designing the Wu-Tang logo, which you mentioned earlier, but I don't actually know the story. Can you tell me about your process when coming up with this logo? I know this is old news, but I have you here, and this is an iconic thing. People tattoo this thing on their bodies. Like the Wu logo is important, and I'm just curious. Well, how did that come about?
Well, that came about because I did graffiti, and RZA knew I did graffiti, and when RZA was on Tommy Boy, this is when he first. I guess this like we all love karate flicks. So when he was like, yo, I want to do a sticker that says Wu-Tang, I was like, oh, that's fat. I'm with that because I love the karate flicks too. And this is like, like I said, like pre-Wu-Tang anything. It's like when certain brothers on Staten Island, him being one, was just using it as like a slang word. So I did the original stickers where RZA was on Tommy Boy as Prince Rakeem. So then when when Wu-Tang was formulated, RZA was like, yo, he actually me, him, and Jizza was talking, I remember. Basically, as a matter of fact, I think Dirty as well, yeah, because we was talking about making just, instead of writing Wu-Tang out, let's just use a letter. Let's use the, W. And RZA was thinking more protect your neck. So he asked me to draw it with the head, like taking the head. So if you ever look at Wu-Tang, at RZA's book, the Wu Manual, his first book, there's an actual, he got an actual, I gave him the sketch of it, the original logo that I drew with the W and the hand coming out holding the head, and it was kind of gory. And he's like, nah, that's a little bit too much right there. Like, you know what I mean? And so a little time passed by, and at the time, I happened to be working. I was doing, I was working at 9 to 5, and RZA hit me one night and was like, yo, I'm going to print these records up tomorrow. I need a logo. He was telling me if you need to buy tomorrow. So I was like, damn, all right, cool. So what I did was, I went, I was, living in 40 projects at the time. I went to the store, got me a 40 ounce of old gold, old English 800. I got me a Philly blunt, and I had a little chocolate tie that I got for 121 and something, and I rolled that up. I smoked that bone, drunk the 40, and I got to work, and that's what came out.
All hail whatever inspiration we have, right? I mean, good for you. I think that I don't want to condone that, but good for you. I think that's good. The world got an amazing thing out of that. No, that's great. And I wish we had more time, but I know we've got to wrap up. Is there any song from The Saga Continues that you would choose for us to go out on right now, Mathematics?
Well, let's go out on Lesson Learned. Since you mentioned that one, let's go out on that one.
Yeah, it's a great one. Is there anything you want to tell us about the production or even any of the rhymes on this? Anything you can comment on?
Yeah, I comment on as far as like with the production. Even like I really tried to make that one. That one came out real great because a lot of people were like, "Yo, where you get that sample from?" And I'm saying to myself, sample. And the guy, MZ Jones. He's the one doing yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
He's the one that's on G'd Up too. And so I hit him up. I was like, yo, I need you to do this for me. When I had, he got in the studio. He's like, yo, that's all you want? I was like, yeah, that's all I need. He said, you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm good. So yeah, that's the story in that. And one thing I just want people to realize, because I've seen how sometimes the media runs with things,
mm-hmm.
and that by no means is a diss track for Martin Scarelli, because it's just like I seen it take one line that Dex said. He said, "My price hikings like the pills Martin Scarelli." So it's just a metaphoric line. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? It's something witty. You know what I mean? Witty, unpredictable.
Yeah, but surely you. I can't say surely, but this Shkreli thing. I mean, you can't be down with that guy, can you?
Who, me? Nah. I mean.
No, I mean you guys are not for what this guy's about and what he's been doing.
One thing I'm gonna say though, I appreciate that he bought the album. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But as far as like all his other movements, and nah, come on.
Well, I mentioned,
but you get, what goes around comes around, and unfortunately, he's in a bad predicament right now.
Yeah, but sorry, you have some sympathy for him.
Hey, I mean, jail is not a good place for anybody.
Yeah.
I say certain people do deserve to be there. I ain't gonna say that, but maybe he does. You know what I mean?
He's a villainous kind of character right now, so it's interesting to hear your perspective on it. Well, I mentioned some of the people I was excited to hear from. Redman's on this track. Amazing to hear Redman. It's Inspector Deck and Redman are the primary MCs on this, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
That's right. All right, this is Lesson Learned from Wu-Tang. The Saga Continues, which is out now. Mathematics, this was a tremendous honor and a pleasure to have you on this show. Best of luck with everything going forward. And I don't know, I guess 25th anniversary of Wu-Tang's coming up. You must have plans. We'll look out for those?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Big plans? All right. Well,
big plans, yep.
Thank you so much for this time.
All right, thank you.
In the streets gon' learn. Them Wu-Tang niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Def Squad niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Jersey niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Staten Island niggas don't play.
I said 1, 2, 3 into the 4. I glide like it's simply no traction on the floor. 1, 0, 3 or 4. Live action from the door. Shorty dime, let the whole team smash her on the tour. I splash bravado, fast cash aficionado, savage vandal. I'm a legend of tomorrow. Hating the truth, here's proof. Ain't it the truth? So ill, a nigga spit with a containment suit. Slaying the booth, aim, shoot, bang, caving the roof. Hater, wouldn't last a day in my shoes. You know very well, Betty swell, you can tell he gel. My price hiking like the pills Martin Scarelli sell. Mathematics tracks, I craft havoc. Fact, I black on it. Black, I'm back at it. Mathematics tracks, I craft havoc. Fact, I black on it. Black, I'm back at it.
Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Wu-Tang niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Death Squad niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Jersey niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Staten Island niggas don't play. I'm on top of the world, mama. Look at here. I'm a boy feasting in my car, Paul Revere. Horsepower, never fell off. Look in the mirror. When I drop something, you like Martin, all ears. Late night Letterman, I light it like Edison. Fire through the wire, I wrote it out of Maryland. Arrogant, yes. Tune in, my hot 9 flex. Cut the check, then your boy digress. At my age, it's all about bread. Trying to be nice at 40, you can have it all, shorty. I'm trying to make history. And his story say, fuck rap, I divorced her, the bitch bore me. Throw your hands up, let's tear the bar up. So much bud, I started sweating cigar guts. And these white folks love me like a Starbucks. Fuck with one dude, you gotta fuck with all us. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Wu-Tang niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Death Squad niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Jersey niggas don't play. Niggas in the streets gon' learn. Them Staten Island niggas don't play. Mathematics, you a fucking genius, nigga. Yo, fuck that. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to put your hands together for Worldwide International producer, Worldwide International DJ, and the creator of the Wu-Tang W symbol. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and show your love for our brother and yours, Mathematics.
That was the 358th episode of Creative Control, featuring Mathematics of Wu-Tang. Creative Control is part of the Antica Podcast Network and is available on iTunes, Audioboom, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Overcast, among many other podcast platforms. If you can't find an episode that you're looking for, or you wish to learn more about me, and if you want to sign up for the Creative Control newsletter, please visit my website, vishkhanna.com. You can like Creative Control with Vish Khanna on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Vish Creative, or you can follow me at Vish Khanna. Once again, every instance of creative is with a K, not a C, a K. I made things confusing for so many people for some reason, but that's just how creative I am. Listen to a radio show version of Creative Control on Wednesdays at noon Eastern Standard Time, around the world at CFRU.ca, or on an actual radio at 93.3 FM if you're in or near Guelph. Visit patreon.com/Creative Control to make a flexible monthly donation to keep the podcast going. And for your generosity, I'm happy to send you a t-shirt or some other gift. Just send me a message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. This episode would not be possible without our sponsors. Speaking of generosity, Pizza Trocadero, whom you can call for pickup or delivery in Guelph at 519-829-2444, or check them out at trocaderoguelph.ca. The Bookshelf, an independently owned bookstore, bar, music venue, and movie theater located at 41 Quebec Street in Guelph. Learn more about them at bookshelf.ca. Planet Bean, freshly roasted, fair trade certified, organic coffee. You can learn more about them at planetbeancoffee.com. Granddad's Donuts, located at 574 James Street North in Hamilton, Ontario. Amazing, giant donuts. Visit granddads.ca to learn more about them. To have a whole meal's worth of ingredients delivered right to your Canadian home, visit hellofresh.ca and use the promo code CREATIVE50 for 50% off of your first order. And FreshBooks, a cloud accounting software for small business owners. Try it free for 30 days. Just go to freshbooks.com/Creative Control, and in the How Did You Hear About Us section, enter Creative Control, all one word. That's creative with a K and control with a K, and you will get to use FreshBooks for 30 days for free. All right, that's the end of this episode. Thanks again to Mathematics of Wu-Tang. Check out The Saga Continues. It's really excellent and exciting. I love everyone on this record. Too bad you God wasn't there, but otherwise unbelievable. And yeah, that's it. To learn more about the show, I told you everything you need to know. And please go to all those podcast platforms and subscribe to the show, download episodes, rate and review the show positively. It helps. And that's all I got to say. I will talk to you soon. Goodbye for now.